My name is Al Castillo. I'm the Director of Hispanic Communications for the Archdiocese of Chicago. It's a privilege to open today's press conference as we prepare once again to welcome the largest gathering of pilgrims in the United States in honor of Our Lady of Guadalupe. We are joined today by several individuals whose leadership and collaboration make these annual celebrations both meaningful and safe. First, the very Reverend Ezequiel Sanchez, Rector of the Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe, who will share updated details about this year's celebrations and speak to their deep spiritual importance for our community. Secondly, we are grateful to have with us Mr. Sean Hansen, representing the Church of the Ascension of the Episcopal Diocese, who will offer a few words of solidarity and support. Finally, we also have in our presence Commander Matthew Bowler of the Des Plaines Police Department, who will be available after the press conference if you have any questions for him. I'd also like to acknowledge that those priests that will be supporting Father Sanchez during the celebration, we have Father Manuel Padilla, Jose Siqueira, and in our presence we have Father Jesus Puentes. So thank you all for being here, and as we begin this year's celebration of faith, culture, and devotion. Muy buenos días y bienvenidos al Santuario de Nuestra Señora de Guadalupe. Mi nombre es Alejandro Castillo, soy el director de comunicaciones para la comunidad hispana aquí en la Arquidiócesis de Chicago. Es un privilegio iniciar esta conferencia de prensa mientras nos preparamos una vez más para recibir la mayor peregrinación de fieles en los Estados Unidos en honor de Nuestra Señora de Guadalupe. Hoy nos acompañan varias personas cuya colaboración y liderazgo hacen posible que estas celebraciones sean seguras, organizadas y espiritualmente enriquecedoras. En primer lugar, el muy reverendo Ezequiel Sánchez, el rector del Santuario de Nuestra Señora de Guadalupe, quien compartirá información actualizada sobre las celebraciones de este año y su profundo significado espiritual para nuestra comunidad. También contamos con la presencia del señor Sean Hansen, representante de la Iglesia de la Ascensión de la Diócesis Episcopal, quien compartirá unas palabras de apoyo y solidaridad. También nos honra la presencia del comandante Matthew Bowler del Departamento de la Policía de Des Plaines, quien estará disponible después de la conferencia de prensa para contestar algunas preguntas que ustedes tendrán. Finalmente, también tenemos los sacerdotes que van a acompañar al Padre Ezequiel durante las festividades, el Padre Manuel Padilla, el Padre José Siqueira, y con nosotros está haciendo acto de presencia el Padre Jesús Puentes. Gracias a todos por acompañarnos mientras damos inicio a esta celebración anual de fe, cultura y devoción. Y ahora les presento al Padre Ezequiel Sánchez.
Good morning, everybody. It's a nice and chilly day today, isn't it? But it's wonderful because we're Chicagoans, for heaven's sakes. Who told us to live this far north, right? Thank you all very much. Every year we come together, and we thank you for helping us communicate to everyone. People from far and wide, not only Chicagoans come, but come from all the neighboring states and beyond to really experience this beautiful celebration in community itself. Every year, the celebration happens, whether it's snow or shine, warm or cold. It's open, and we here at the Shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe do everything possible to make it as good experience as we can. All of our volunteers, we have almost about 400 volunteers that have been training and preparing for the pilgrims who come. So often folks ask us how many people are coming. Well, it depends a lot on every year is a different circumstance. Primarily, the biggest factor is the weather. Also, any other concerns that people might have. Every year is different, primarily because the lives of people are different. Aging, health issues, and those kinds of things are very pertinent to people participating. But most of the time, people come primarily because there's a great need in their life. And an experience such as this is a real balm, is a real moment of healing for them. As we have seen and heard in new studies that have come out, particularly after the COVID, how when people insulate themselves or don't come out or don't have an expression that lets out our anxieties in an experience such as this, how dangerous and how difficult that can be for so many people. And so we want to tell the community that the shrine has been months in preparation for this wonderful feast day. Already many pilgrims have come. Many people have started doing their walks. We've had the semi-trailers come. We've had families and pickups. And this past Saturday, we had the Equestrian Riders pilgrimage itself without incident. And so we're very happy for that and the support we get from the town of Des Plaines. The Our Lady of Guadalupe is a significant icon for so many, both Catholic and non-Catholic. It calls everyone to a community. It calls us all to come to share in a common faith, above all, an expression of caring for one another. We've recently had this past fall the presence of La Virgen Peregrina, the Pilgrim Virgin, an exhibit that came to the shrine. Over 82,000 people came to visit that beautiful exhibit, that beautiful image of Our Lady that was brought in from Mexico City. She is currently at St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York City, and so she continues to do her work. Beginning from there, we saw very clearly the anxiety that people have experienced concerning the more recent developments that have happened when we now enter into a new moment in terms of actions regarding immigration. We have always had issues concerning immigrations from pilgrims from everywhere. It is not a new thing. We got decades waiting for our government and our communities to come with a viable solution to help people regularize and heal their relationship with our brothers and sisters in the country. No one wants to hurt anyone as much as we want to participate in the great project, which is the United States. And people have different experiences or feelings about the way it happened that may be so, but it often turns up that the people in the middle are the ones who have to deal with whatever policies we had at the moment. And so we've asked as the community to say a very special protocol this year. I've been calling on the community to take some courage and come to the pilgrimage. However, if people don't feel safe, if people don't feel comfortable in coming to make their pilgrimage for whatever reason, be it the weather, age, illnesses, or whatever concerns they might have, it's okay. It's okay. We will be live streaming most, if not all, of our masses and services. We'll be able to share our prayers and our concerns with them and for them. We invite those who are able, who are healthy to do so, and have traditionally do so, even those who haven't done it before. This is a great way of showing solidarity and praying for peace, praying for more peaceful days in our own society, as well as the communities that we affect outside of this society. We're praying for peace among neighbors. We're praying for peace in our nation. We pray for our president. We pray for those who are involved in political office. We pray for our governor and our mayors, all of us who come together because we know one another. And so as we try to solve problems together, the more important thing we can do is to come together in prayer and in solidarity. If you don't know someone, you haven't spoken to them, you haven't talked about their experiences of life, what it means to be here to them, and how the sacrifices they've made have indeed benefited our community here, then we've misunderstood what the issue is really about. I'm an American. I was born and raised in Chicago. My parents are from Durango, Mexico. They became American citizens. They got their citizenship, and we've been here all our lives. And so we understand both sides of the issue from border to border. We have great compassion, and it's an honor to be able to serve the entire community here, whether you're Hispanic or not. We have non-Hispanics. We have immigrants of all other nationalities that come and join this wonderful pilgrimage. More and more people are finding their way to it, primarily because they see and experience the solidarity we all have. No one asks, where are you from? You only ask, how you doing? Everyone who comes here, we only ask, how are you doing? How are you doing? And that's our primary goal. More than any other question of identity, the first identity is you're our brother and our sister. That is the primary relationship we have to all pilgrims. We are not the ones whom they come to see. They do not come to see Father Sanchez or anybody else. They come to see our Blessed Mother. It's a religious experience. It's a profoundly spiritual experience that we hope, with all the preparations that we've made, make it a beautiful and wonderful experience for those who would like to come and visit. So if you are coming to visit, and you know people who, for whatever reason, traditionally they would come and this year they can't, we invite you to knock on a door. We invite you to go to them, find them, and ask them, do you have anything for me to pray for? Ask them, I'll take your flowers. Tell them, what you can't do, I'll carry you with me in my thoughts and in my prayers. I will carry you. We won't forget you. We don't forget you at all. Whether you're in the hospital, whether you're at home, whether you're sick or it just the weather's too hard for you, we already know that we need to carry one another as life's challenges come to us all. And so that is the message that we really want to give to the community. En este momento, nomás quiero informar a toda la comunidad, les quiero dar la más cordial bienvenida. Invitamos a todos a decir pues, que todos estamos caminando, preparando esta gran celebración de la Virgen de Guadalupe que hacemos cada año. En el otoño de este año, nosotros teníamos el privilegio de recibir de la Basílica de México la imagen de la Virgen Peregrina, una escultura hecha desde la Ciudad de México que caminará para alimentar y a levantar el espíritu de la gente. Originalmente, cuando hicimos esto, era con la intención de educar a la gente un poquito más sobre quién es María y por qué ella es tan importante. Cuando ya llegó aquí al Chicago, la condición ha cambiado, y entonces su importancia fue elevada. Mientras que ella estaba con nosotros aquí en Chicago, aquí en el Santuario de Guadalupe, más de 87,000 personas vinieron a visitar a la imagen de la Virgen Peregrina. Esto nos dio mucho a entender de que la comunidad quiere desahogar su ansiedad, quiere desahogar lo que ellos tienen en el corazón. Y la Virgen de Guadalupe, venir a ver a ella, a rezar con ella, a través de ella, sus peticiones vayan con Dios. Ellos tienen toda la confianza en ella. Por eso nosotros, al preparar todos los eventos guadalupanos, comenzando ya con los traileros, la cabalgata, y todo ha pasado pacificadoramente, han pasado muy bien, o sea, sin percances. Ahora estamos preparando para el 11 y 12. Nuestra anticipación y esperanza es que todo seguirá en paz, puesto que venimos para rezar por la paz. Venimos aquí para rezar unos con el otro. Personas decidirán no venir este año por muchas razones, por edad, por el frío y por otras razones más. Pedimos a la gente que si se siente que no puede venir, no se preocupe. Está bien. Cuídese usted mismo. Protéjanse. Atiendan su necesidad. No obstante, invito a las personas que no están en ninguna de estas preocupaciones, que están viviendo bien, están con salud y quieren hacer esto, que toque la puerta de una persona que quizás usted sabe algo le perturba y no va a poder venir. Dígales que voy a rezar por ti. ¿Qué quieres que yo le traiga a la Virgen? Tráigale sus flores. En ti, en tu caminar, presenta a la Virgen el corazón no solo de uno, pero de la gente que son tus vecinos, tus amistades, la gente que quizás no conocen, pero este gesto sería de gran alivio para ellos mismos. Como hemos encontrado en las nuevas estadísticas sobre problemas psicológicos, entendemos con el gran estrés que existe, es muy peligroso para la salud del pueblo. Este gesto de venir a peregrinar consuela corazones. Este gesto da alivio, se da a entender de que no están solos. Y en realidad este es el mensaje del día de hoy. No están solos. No nos hemos olvidado de ustedes. Venimos aquí como hermanos. Yo también soy hijo de inmigrante. Mis papás son de Durango, México. Yo fui nacido aquí y por eso me presento ante la comunidad como hijo de las dos naciones. Mis padres se hicieron ciudadanos de Estados Unidos y han sido nuestra familia siempre parte del crecimiento. Me siento honrado de servir a nuestra comunidad. Y todas las comunidades inmigrantes, pues más inmigrantes están encontrando en la Virgen de Guadalupe el mismo consuelo que nosotros los latinos conocemos. Entonces, en este momento quiero invitar a mi hermano Sean. I'd like to invite our brother Sean from the Archdiocese of the Episcopal Church, and his work and his commitment to join us and the ecumenical community to also be part of officially for the first time here at the shrine, and it's an honor and privilege. Thank you very much, brother.
It's an honor and a privilege to be here. As Father mentioned, this is the first time that the broader Chicagoland ecumenical community, Catholics and Protestants alike, will be joining together here at the shrine for the Feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe. We understand within our various Protestant traditions that the Catholic Church represents our siblings. The vast majority of us are ourselves immigrants or the descendants of immigrants. These are our siblings. When one of us grieves, we all grieve together. But when one of us celebrates, we all have the privilege of celebrating together. And so to have the opportunity to come together in peace and love to celebrate with our siblings on this important day brings us joy. Our hope is to be present as living symbols of unity, bracketing the theological divisions that have once riven our traditions, and coming together in peace, in joy, and in prayer as we all honor our mother. Mary holds an important place in Protestant traditions as well. God is central to all of us. And so as we come, we will be carrying prayers and petitions and flowers on behalf of community members who aren't able to attend, whether for cold, whether for fear, whether for illness. But together we are one, and together we are stronger than we are apart. It is my conviction that each of us needs all of each other, always. And when we have the opportunity to live out that conviction in faith, we are all made stronger for it. So again, Father, I thank you for this opportunity and for the privilege of being part of this community on this day.
Thanks for joining us. So the details of the pilgrimage, some of you well know already. So before we leave today, we have our packets for for our media and for where we're going to be coming through things and parking and all that great stuff. So we'll be ready to welcome everybody again. We're preparing. All of our team has decorated like crazy. We want to make sure this place that when you get here, man, it looks beautiful, and it's a wonderfully, beautifully happy and very spiritual experience that you have. So for now, I'd like to open if you have any questions, if you'd like to say anything, be happy to respond.
Father, I know that you've said previously over the last few days that ICE is not welcome here. Obviously, that's a concern that's hanging over the heads of the entire community. But ICE is not welcome here. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we didn't say that ICE isn't welcome. That's other places are saying that, but we don't say that primarily because one of the things that it's the issue so large before us. The one thing we do work very closely with our local officials and help us work with others as well. For example, Rosemont and other. The role of our police officers here and the security that we have here at the shrine. So everything we've been working together. So we've been working a lot to make sure our task is to keep everybody safe, to keep as safe as we can. So our concern isn't just ICE. The concerns are many things. When you have a large gathering of people, believe me, when everybody shows up, everybody's having a great time. The rector, is everybody safe? Is everybody where they're supposed to be? Or is there anything we have to be concerned about? There's often an uncontrollable element of someone thinking a certain thing, possibility of someone going rogue. There are more things to concern ourselves than just ICE. But our prayer is that we don't control what the department does. But whenever people see a uniformed officer, they're there to make sure that everyone is safe and to keep the peace for us. So we're so proud of the work that we're doing with them, and so we're glad they're here.
Padre Ezequiel, durante este año, organizadores de eventos grandes como desfiles se han unido con organizaciones pro inmigrantes y durante estos eventos se han aliado con los grupos de respuesta rápida que están vigilando si es que agentes de ICE están cerca de estos eventos. ¿Ustedes planean hacer algo así?
Bueno, cuando ya llega la gente aquí, el protocolo es que nadie puede hacer un arresto de ninguna manera si no tiene el permiso de un juez. Están buscando a una persona. No pueden hacer arrestos amplios así porque perturbaría pues toda la experiencia. Es mucha gente para controlar o tenerlos descontrolados. Entonces, hemos estado nomás invitando a todos. Recuerden que es una experiencia religiosa, es una experiencia de expresión de fe, que es nuestro derecho. y el derecho de todas las personas que vienen aquí. Hemos tenido otros eventos que tienen que ver con peregrinar y gracias a Dios han sido pacificadores. Las han hecho en paz.
Vale, en cuanto al plan de seguridad para el resto de las personas, ¿no? Sabemos que hay temor y todo lo demás, pero ¿hay un plan diferente a los de años pasados?
En realidad, la única cosa que queremos dar a entender en la comunicación que estamos haciendo ahorita es que cuando la gente ve la policía, quiénes son, no todos son iguales. Diferentes oficiales tienen diferentes papeles. El papel de los oficiales en la cual estamos trabajando es que cuando los vean están para servirnos, no están para preguntarnos, hacer redadas, no estamos aquí, ese no es el ministerio de ellos, eso no se encabeza, ¿no? Entonces tenemos la confianza de que la gente, cuando los vean, los trabajadores de ese departamento de ICE están vestidos de otra manera, están otros protocolos, se pueden identificar un poquito más claramente. Los oficiales aquí no están sin máscaras, están con sus uniformes, saben quiénes son y su trabajo es, todos queremos una experiencia que siempre por muchos años hemos tenido aquí en este santuario y no queremos que se perturba o que la gente tenga miedo por venir. Pero claro, cuídense, si se sienten con mucho temor, no es necesario que vengan, por eso pido a todos los demás que no estamos en esa situación. Podemos caminar, podemos hacer. Miren, en verdad, no es suficiente decir que una persona anda sufriendo y nomás decir, pobrecito de ellos. No es suficiente para decir, ay, qué pena que es lo que les pasó esto. Si no podemos hacer una cosa tan sencilla, cuando venga la necesidad más grande, como comida, ropa, otra necesidad que tengan que necesitar el suelo, y la respuesta es la misma, pobrecito de ellos, no hemos aprendido nada. Tenemos que, aún de lo pequeño, empezar a dar nuestra respuesta de solidaridad.
Father, what protocols do you have in place if ICE does show up? And what are you telling people that are coming what to do if ICE shows up?
Well, once again, we don't control ICE. So I think in terms of protocols, we don't want to tell everybody what our security plan is. But we do tell people that if you don't feel safe about coming, as I mentioned, it's okay because there's some elements that are just beyond us. And so we don't know from how far away they're walking what happens all the way until they get here. We don't control that. And so to tell people, should you or shouldn't do, that's the decision and wisdom of each person. But what we will say is that when you get here, there'll be a welcome for you. That we know once you're here, you can at least come for what you came for. Come to see her. We're here not to throw a party. We're here not to have a parranda. We're here to have an expression of faith and unity together. Our brothers and sisters from all around, not just Catholics, are coming and saying we need to be having spaces for us. And people are hearing not just the call and the needs of immigrants, but the call and the needs of so many that an experience like this is so necessary.
Father, what has your message been for those who have felt unsafe here for the first time, many for the first time since they either arrived here or even born here?
The U.S. bishops in November came out with a statement, so I defer to them. But the primary concern is, first and foremost, we recognize that countries have a right to their immigration policies. The issue isn't so much the policy, because we've been at this for decades. We've been asking for immigration reform. This is not a new thing. What's new this year is the manner in which it's being implemented, or at least the security for it, or how people are being deported and sent. The concern is that it sounds, and at least it looks like, an overreach. And so many leaders, both faith leaders and our political people, are trying to bring that issue up. It's not so much the immigration issue as much as the way it's being enforced that is really bringing concern to the people. Is it overreaching? Like I said, it's not so what we tell people is that people have a right to their dignity, their human dignity. They have a right to access to legal systems. And so when people come, and everyone who comes here is in that situation, let me just say it this way. We all have decisions to make. We all have decisions to make. some are making because they just arrived and it's a quicker decision to just go back home than to live under this condition. Others are been here for so many, 30, 40 years, and and no door has opened for them to be able to heal their relationship with the government or their status. And they've said, we've had enough, and we're retiring, and we can't continue to live like this. The ones in the middle are the young families. The ones in the middle is who are now have children, American children, perhaps businesses and houses, children in the military, children who have become doctors, attorneys, architects, but their family hasn't been healing, their status hasn't been healed. There has to be more than one option for healing people's status here, and that's why for the longest time we've been asking for an immigration reform. And so, but since we don't have it, we just tell people, be sensitive to your needs, whether you're immigrant or not, whether it's cold outside, we just don't want to make the pilgrimage to Our Lady of Guadalupe an immigration issue. As much as we say it's here for everyone, but here's an opportunity for all of us to come together and share our concern for one another. So I hope that's helpful.
Father, how does having a pope from the Chicago area also impact the event? Is it drawing, do you believe it might draw more people?
Well, let's just say that, this Pope Pius VI once told one of his people, it says the difference between advising the Pope than being the Pope. So one thing is to be the man, the other one is where he came from. He clearly has a sensibility for the U.S. and our political movements, our history. He's just like every other Holy Father from wherever they come, they know their history and pretty much where the community is. He is the man who spent many years in Latin America, so he knows that whole situation as well. He knows America. He knows both North and South America and how we're tied to one another in a common history. I think he expressed himself very clearly when he said that what I just mentioned, what the bishops have been telling, is the teaching of the church is that governments have rights to their laws, but how you implement them is where the moral question comes in. And that's what he calls us to moral behavior concerning our laws and how do we implement them. So the fact that he was able to see that tells me that he understands the issue, not just for the United States, but things that are happening around the world concerning immigrants in their countries.
Father, is there anything new for the celebration this year compared to previous years?
Well, yeah, I mean, the conditions we've been talking about is new. So I think the new thing that we're wanting to make sure for everybody who comes is, like I said, every year is hard. It's not the same as you had last year because of the weather, because of different things. We're going out of our way this year to make sure you have a more festive experience, the more welcoming experience. All of our volunteers have been trained in a very special way to be sensitive to current things. Not only do people come here because of their migration status. Last year, for example, we had a gentleman walk on his knees. And then you asked him, why are you on your knees? And he says, my daughter needs a transplant and my faith is my only hope. I have no money. And so people are coming with real human needs. And so different people come for different reasons. Some people lost a parent. Some people lost a job. Some people are having the best time of their life. Other ones have been hurt because of the economy or different reasons. They're concerned about their well-being. Whatever human experience has come to us, this is a place where they can channel that energy, come to prayer, come together and say, we are not alone. We're going to deal with what's coming in 2026 with hope and faith. That's what my prayer when people come here, take home. I did it. I did it. I have trust again. It's hard to trust today. And we seem to have a problem with, let me say the religious word, mercy. We're having trouble with mercy in our country. To say that everybody's the same is not merciful. It's not really listening. It's not hearing. And so we have to solve problems. One, yes, always with justice. We have to always answer whatever social structure and problems we're dealing with. Of course, there will be many. But as we deal with justice, we must temper our response to it with a little sense of mercy and a little sense of well-being of everyone.
Pregunta, padre, ¿estamos viendo menos participación este año a años anteriores en cuanto a los eventos que ya se han llevado a cabo este fin de semana?
Sí, ha habido un poco de caída, claro, por esa razón. Son varias, por ejemplo, en las cabalgatas hubo menos participación. El año pasado teníamos como unos 900 caballos, esto como unos 500. La razón de la participación bajar son varias. Por ejemplo, uno, claro, es la preocupación de la cuestión de la emigración, pero también el clima se les hace muy frío para algunas personas de cierta edad, pero también hubo un virus de caballos que se preocupan los jinetes y los dueños de caballos que no quieren que se infecten. Entonces hay muchas cosas que pueden afectar que sean más o menos en un grupo. Que sean 10, 20 o 500, aquí estamos, no nos vamos a abandonar, seguimos y viva la Virgen de Guadalupe.
Padre, ¿hay algún estimado de cuántas personas visitaron el santuario el año pasado para estas fechas?
So the question is, where do we get our estimates for how many people come? Believe it or not, we do depend on our local law enforcement, and because they're the ones who can tell us, exactly more or less. I'm busy taking care of everybody. So for example, when you have, if you go to Lollapalooza, for example, you go to one of these other festivals, who's the one who's going to tell you exactly how many people showed up? Well, it's an estimate, right? And so the City of Des Plaines is normally the one who helps us estimate more or less how many people have come through based on what they're seeing. So
What was the number last year, give or take?
I think we're at, I don't know if we remember, I think we're at 300,000 people came through, something of that effect, yeah. Less than previous years, but like I said, different things impact different years. One time we had almost 400,000, but it was a nice weather, so it can make a big difference, so. I want to thank you also very much for, that's it, Alejandro, we're going to close you off, but I want to thank you for helping us and all of us come together. At this time of year, this is a form of saying we're getting ready for Christmas. This is Our Lady of Guadalupe, but we know Christmas is coming. And we really wish everyone to have a wonderful, with your families and all families. We keep hope alive. We keep hope alive. And that's what Christmas is about, ultimately, for all of us. Thank you very much. So, Alejandro, I'll have you close out.
Yeah, just a final word, just practical. On the 11th and 12th, you will need parking passes and bracelets to get into the warming centers and parking. So make sure that before you leave, you take as many as you need. We understand that some stations have shifts that will be covering it, the 24-hour shift. So you will keep that in mind. You need to make sure you have enough bracelets and lanyards for everyone, okay? And you can see Julian for that information. As well as we'll send out a press release with all the detailed information later this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.